All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into Game 3 right now. It's TLO versus Gumiho, 1-1 apiece. This is Team Liquid versus FXO. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into it as we get to see the conclusion, where one of these players will be eliminated.
Two enter. One leaves. It is best of 3, so of course at 1-1, there are only one guy can walk away from this happy. And the last map will be Antigua Shipyard. A pretty good and exciting map. This is one of those maps that I believe is in, yep, just did the math in my head, every single league ever, forever right now.
Yes.
And it is Force Cross. The golds have been
kept.
Let's talk about something else. TLO, the red Zerg, lower left-hand side, roughly the 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock maybe position. 3 o'clock position, top right, we do have the blue Terran FXO Gumiho. Very important clan war, I believe, is NASTL single elimination, so as a loser, just you're out. Or is it round robin play?
It's round robin play to begin with in the group stages, and then it goes into playoff brackets, single elimination. Okay. And you choose for second, third.
So you lose, you're out. That's it. And $10,000 on the line, right?
$10,000 on the line, man.
You know how much Panda Express you can buy with $10,000?
That's a lot of Panda Express. You can get a lot of, you know, orange chicken, mandarin chicken with sauce on the side.
And a gallon of some kind of soda.
Gallon of some kind of soda.
Made the mistake of ordering a large one time. Jeez Louise, was that a mistake? Like, I'm a big guy, I'm a big eater, but they take the American stereotype where it's like Americans eat too much, and they put it on a pedestal, man. They're like, here, you wanted a large?
3 liters.
Yeah. Don't trip. You could drown in this stuff, man. Don't do that. Good God.
Dude, do you remember supersized McDonald's drinks?
Never did. I was too young.
Okay, those were literally 1.5 liters.
I do know that in some McDonald's, they had to start making the bottom half of the cup smaller so it could fit in a car cup holder so that they could then blow up the top half of that so they could actually, like, you know, if I was lost in the woods and I found a McDonald's cup, I'm in luck. I can now store water for the rest of my surviving.
Thank goodness.
The need for survivability there.
Anyway, a lot of stuff you can do with $10,000.
Holy crap.
And this is...
Wait a second. You were talking about money? I was talking about the fast food chains of America.
I know. Think of how much soda you can buy. Just from Panda Express, man.
I don't want to think about that because I could... Anyways, spawning pool put in probably single-handedly the most dangerous position you could possibly put it for some kind of bunker rush. But you know what? We're not going to have that. Gumiho instead opting for that reactor alongside the factory off the 1 gas. Gretorp, this is what I believe to be the makings of most TVZs. We kind of talked about that. Very average to do reactor expand. And why not? It gives you map control. It does have the ability to spill over into like double reactor expand or Marauder follow-up. There's a lot of follow-ups to it. It's kind of the Swiss Army knife of Terran.
Sure. And I like what, I like what Gumiho has done the last 2 games to kind of force TL to do something like this. We do have an extractor going down and constantly being canceled and remade, canceled, remade. And what this basically does is makes it so it kind of
limits
narrows,
options.
yes,
yeah, exactly.
Narrows the capabilities of the Terran player. We witnessed, obviously, double starport action the first game and then single starport action the second game. And I guess TLO is just saying, I don't want to deal with any of that garbage. Let's just go and play a super standard game. I'm going to give up a couple of resources, but I know for sure that you cannot go for any tech type of play.
Certainly prolongs it. And like we said, it focuses, it narrows down the options. So it makes TLO's scouting that much more effective because there's a smaller range of things that he's looking for. Gumiho, as we can see, is playing completely standard. We do have Reactor, Hellion coming off, again, for that map control. Making sure the Zerg stays honest. Hearing some combat, okay. A little bit of Hellion harassment going on. So far, 0 kills, and that is where it'll lay. Now, I have a couple things to say about that. Like, it was just the 1 Hellion first, and now we have the 2nd and 3rd coming off. You have to be careful. If you get too aggressive with your Hellions, then you're giving up that map control, and I really feel like that's underutilizing this opening. But on the other side, of course, too, if Hellions can sneak by and really punish the Zerg, there's the option to kill some drones early, whereas normally you wouldn't. But with just 1 Hellion, no blue flame, I don't like the chance of that. But anyways, Gumiho is going to go up to starport here, so perhaps just another elevator drop of Hellions.
For sure. It could definitely be something like that. Now, one way to actually counter this build very nicely, or I shouldn't say counter, but deal with it a lot more effectively than other ways would be to actually put pressure on your opponent.
Right.
You know, the starport is actually pretty expensive. If you look at it, one medevac is going to come out of here, and then what do you really use the starport for? So in reality, that medevac costs 250 minerals and 200 gas because you purchased that starport. So it's a pretty heavy investment that's not going towards ground units, not going towards DPS. You can actually take advantage of that, going Roach, Zergling, something like that, but I don't think we're going to see any of that just yet, as we only have a single evolution chamber out and just mass drones.
Ling sneaking by, seems to be totally confident. Now, I actually like this, because behind this we do have Marauders being loaded up into the medevac, which means that Gumio does have another variation of this opener that he wants to go ahead and put on display. Now, the Lings have made their way all the way across here, just a single Hellion going back. He's like, I got this, no worries, guys. And nope, actually Gumio's going to bring everything back, so this will buy some time for him. Medevac, again, sitting in the middle of the map with those Marauders. Interesting tactic here, losing some SCVs, and oh no, for 1 second, those Zerglings were like, dude, we can bunch up on these SCVs, but of course, Andre was trapped, and they do go down.
Oh, yes. What I really like, Gumio's position was so good in that particular time. I mean, obviously, surrounding your Marines with those SCVs, putting on hold command was able to do a lot. Now, finally, the Marauder's going to be moving up here. They do have a stim, so they can take out Spine Crawler surprisingly very fast. With the medevac, it actually helps out a lot. And TLO's scrambling right now. He has to wait until all those Zerglings actually pop out and try to drop back as best as possible. But with this position, it is beautiful. Let me tell you, Jeff, you do not want to be going against Hellions in an enclosed area like that when you only have Zerglings.
And he's just going for the counterattack. I don't like it. It's a huge risk. Gumio's responding 100% correct. Just go ahead and pick up, lift off. Why not? I'm about to kill your natural. And Tealo's going to go for it, just 3 queens, but that's just not enough. Marauder's doing so much damage, that's that hatchery. And with the number of Hellions behind this, I'm not sure Tealo can do anything. The hatchery is at 300 health and falling. Queen's making a stand. One does go down. That medevac doing so much to retain these Marauders. Meanwhile, the Zerglings are returning home after finding out the worst news possible, and that is that they will not be able to kill any SCVs over there, and it is not looking good for TLO.
No, it is not. He needs more units out here to stop these Hellions from doing additional damage. You can see all the drones are actually on their way to return some cargo.
Oh, man.
But not good. Zerglings are going to run in here, get a nice surround. Gumio was not paying attention for a little bit. He does get a couple of hits from those Zerglings, but overall, it looks like things have traded out a little bit. You do have those Zerglings that denied that one command center, and oh my god, I think he actually lost the command center. He lost his natural.
Is that right?
Sweet, merciful crap.
He actually brought the SCVs back, but he never lifted the command center. Andre, I'm going to be completely honest with you. My brain just automatically registered that as going home, so I didn't even look a second time. I was like, well, obviously, if you're going to pull the SCVs, the last thing you're going to do is leave the command center. Who would do that? Gumio would do that.
Boom.
And he did that. Now, is he behind? I don't know. These Hellions have done a lot of damage. Not killing that natural was a critical misstep, in my opinion. It was down to like 360 health. I think with a focus, yes, you would have lost the Hellions. Yes, you would have lost the Marauders, but you probably would have killed the expansion. Now, that macro hatch is in a cool place, though, because it could have pseudo long-distance mine from there as well as the fast third. But, wow, okay, we got SVs coming out. This is a big push.
Yeah, and this is all Gumio has at this point. Well, not really. He has 43 Harvesters. That is a huge
Gumio's falling apart, Andre. He's got SVs standing around with the natural. Okay, now here come the rest. Big
nice
push
surround.
over the third.
Nice surround on those Marines there.
Yeah.
And the Zerglings are going to clean up very easily, especially with that +1 attack. It's really easy to actually clean up Marines, even though they have the medevac support. These SCVs are surrounding the one Queen. Queen does go down, but how does he actually deal with the mass influx of units off of 4 hatcheries? That is absolutely staggering.
We have Banelings in production now. That's going to be the big story here. If those Banelings can connect, there's not a lot of Marines out here, actually. The medevacs do a lot to heal, but Gumio's not looking in a lot. In fact, all the attacking units at that third do go down. Ling swelling and surrounding. Gumio's in trouble. He's actually lost most of this attack. Tilo is cleaning up, and I think that's it. I think just by the sheer number of SCVs lost here and the lack of attack units, meaning that TLO is able to produce just enough Lings to have 10 per each Marine, and I don't know what Gumio can do from here.
Yeah, and you can see he's just cutting off the supply. These Marines are caught way out of position. In the meantime, there is a drop going down in the main, trying to just divert as much attention as possible, but it is dealt with very easily. And now that 2-1 is just about to finish. There it is. GG, ladies and gentlemen. TLO will take game number 3. in what I thought Gumio had his hands locked onto and ready to win. He just loses it with, you know, the orbital commands. A simple L would have won him the game, or at least given him a nice advantage going into that mid game.
I mean, I feel it's tough. Like, I'm really happy for TLO on the one hand because this is a big win. But, you know, like when I beat a really big player, I save that replay and I kind of like, I watch it every night before I go to sleep. I put it on like a repeat screen and I frame it. I actually have a room dedicated to my top window. Just kidding. But like, I'm really proud of the replay, so I'm trying to say.
Yes, yes.
TLO, this is a replay you watch and you go, Gumio, you kind of gave that to me. Dang it. Like, you want to have an honorable victory. I mean, of course, the result is all that matters. So 1-0 Team Liquid, congrats. That's awesome. I think on paper, if you look at Gumio versus TLO, everyone in their head goes, oh, okay, Gumio wins that. What is Team Liquid going to do next? Not the case. TLO with the upset, but I'm kind of upset because Gumio is the guy that I think FXO relies on. It's Oz, Lenok, Gumio, and of course a slew of other fantastic players. But those are the three top guys. To have Gumio fall to TLO here is just a big. I mean, in the way he fell, is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, losing the World Command Center, it's just such a simple little thing that you mislook just for a second, and all of a sudden, +1 Zerglings are pretty good apparently.
Yes.
It's just unfortunate. But congratulations, Team Liquid. They're going to take the first match in this particular clan, where we're going to go on to our second match. We're going to have another two fantastic players. We're going to actually tell you that when we come back. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you after this break.